for you here today. We will be hearing from several departments within the City of Greenville and also the Greenville Utilities Commission about our upcoming opportunities. My name is Denisha Harris. I serve as a Financial Services Manager for the City of Greenville, and in that role, I serve as the Purchasing Officer for the city. So I will give a brief introduction about procurement at the City of Greenville to kind of head us off. So first, let me say welcome to Greenville. Greenville is a growing place. It is a great opportunity to do business and to do work. And we have a lot going on here, as I'm sure all the folks here in the audience are very well aware of as we manage these projects and these opportunities. Greenville means business. That is one thing that our leadership, our city council, has been certain to put forward so that the citizens of Greenville and even those outside of Greenville understand what the city's priorities are. When we talk about Greenville meaning business, we talk about the $500 million that are built or in the pipeline for new private investment in our city and our center city within the last 4 years. We're talking about $250,000 in facility improvement projects scheduled for the last fiscal year. We're talking about $16 to $19 million of investment with a boutique-style hotel in our center city. $2.8 million in street developments, again, in last fiscal year. And we are very fortunate to have been awarded a $15 million build grant from USDOT. So how do you stay in the loop on all of the great things that are going on in Greenville? Be certain to log on to our city's website at www.greenvillenc.gov and sign up for email notifications. Every time we post a bid opportunity, you will receive an email so that you can download the specifications and the solicitation document so you can be in the loop. Type in your email address and your name. You can select what types of bids you would like to be made aware of, or you can select all. Be sure to take the second step, which is to verify your email address by clicking the link in the email you receive, and then you will begin receiving email notifications. I would like to introduce you to our procurement staff. Again, my name is Denisha Harris, the Financial Services Manager for the City of Greenville. My phone number and email address are there. And then we have Wanda House, who is in the rear of the chambers. She is our buyer too. She is also available to assist and to help. We also have a brand new procurement team member. Her name is Cheryl House. She comes to us with a wealth of experience, and we're very excited to have her on board as our buyer one. Her information is also available for your use. I would encourage you to bookmark these websites. This is the web address to the City of Greenville's purchasing website. There you can take a look at our current bid opportunities and see what's available for bid now. Also, please take the opportunity to peruse our past bid opportunities. That is the best way to see what the market is here in the City of Greenville. We try very diligently to post our bid tabulations and give you an idea of the contracting experience here at the city. Of course, bookmark the MWBE website here at the City of Greenville. That is mwbe.greenvillenc.gov to learn all about the program and all of the resources that we have available to you. I would be remiss if I did not mention our Incubate to Accelerate program. That is for our local MWBE community. We have a cadre of services that we will provide to our local MWBEs that include everything from a revolving loan fund, where we will provide or loan up to $25,000 to our MWBEs. We also have a shared retail space in our Uptown district. We have shared kitchen space in West Greenville. And we also have back office supportive services, or our BOSS program, where we will provide free CPA services up to $2,000 to any of our local MWBEs. So please take the opportunity and peruse some of those services, take advantage of those opportunities, and tell a friend. So that concludes my welcome and my presentation. I will now turn the presentation over to Mr. Cleve Haddock, who is the Procurement Manager for Greenville Utilities Commission.
Good morning. Good morning. Can we get a little more excitement? This is great. I mean, this is a great day, a great event, and could get some jumping jacks. Who'll be? Oh no, I'm in the wrong place for that, I guess. Again, good morning. I always like to start with a little humor because I'm a funny guy sometimes, and I also get nervous at these events. I'm with Greenville Utilities Commission. I'm the procurement manager. Been with Greenville Utility going on 14 years. We work jointly with the city on the MWBE program. And what I wanted to try to get across in a few minutes this morning to our vendors and potential vendors is how easy it is to do work through bidding and such with GUC. And most everything we have to start with, I would always recommend to go to our website. That's where we actually advertise our bids, our requests for proposals, requests for qualifications, and so on. And also that is where a new vendor can fill out the vendor information forms, submit. And most important, and I'll say this early and later, is contact me, Cleve Haddock. My phone number is going to be in the presentation, my email address, and I will help you walk through our website and fill out the information if need be. I'll make myself available 100% of the time to you. And let's see if this thing works. Okay, our website is www.guc.com, www.guc.com. And that's where you want to go to look at bids and information. You want to go next to doing business with us when you go to our website, and that's going to share information and history and so on about GUC and also how you can do business with us. When you get to our website, you then go to current bids, and you can see what bids are actually out there advertised, when they started, when they finished. If there's any addendums, they'll be shown as well. And then at the conclusion, and if we make a recommendation of award, it will be posted in the tab column. So you can see what bids came in, what delivery dates were, what the pricing was, and so on. You can also go to past bids, and where that is important to know about, there are some bids that we do annually, some bids every 3 years, some, certain ones 6 months. If you get used to going back to the past bids, and they go back to about 2012, you can get some history on what the price was at that time, who your competition is, and all that may help you to fine-tune your bid before you submit it. This is a listing of the past bids. You can kind of get an idea of what it looks like from there. And I'm going to have to step over here because I don't have my glasses. Vendor information form, very important. This is where the vendor, a new vendor, can fill out information having to do with the MWBE. And there's more sheets than just this one, but I just wanted to show this one. And again, when you get ready to fill out your vendor information form, please feel free to contact me. I'll be there to help guide you through the process. A lot of times there'll be questions that come up when the vendor is filling this out. It actually will be submitted not only to me, but also to finance so we can set up a vendor number. This is just additional information as far as for reading purposes to give you background on our processes. This one is a slide where you can look at as far as what we actually do and play a part in our role. Same here, additional information. We also have an MWBE directory. It shows you who is actually set up as MWBE vendors. This does, of course, get updated as well. And most important, again, my email address, my telephone number is there. And probably shouldn't say this, but I have my phone 24/7, so if you need me, you can find me, okay? And my pleasure talking to everybody this morning. If you have any questions, be sure to come up, and I'll be glad to try to help. And I thank y'all this morning. Next we have Fire and Rescue, and Jamie Cleeton will be delivering the message next. My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, sir. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Jeremy Cleeton. I'm the captain in the logistics division for Greenville Fire Rescue. I was going to give you a brief overview of our department. We do have 6 fire stations. First station across the street right over here at 500 South Green Street. We have Station 2 over near the hospital on Hemby Lane. Station 3 right there at the intersection of Red Banks and Charles. Station 4 is across the river, 200 Staten Road. Station 5 is over near all the car dealerships on Rylands Drive. And Station 6 is over on East 10th Street, kind of near Hastings Ford. We do have an exciting project coming up, Station 7. That'll be coming in the fall of 2022. We're really excited about that project, and I'll have some more information on that here in a second. There'll be a lot of bidding opportunities for that project coming up. We have roughly 170 personnel. So our department's a little bit different in the sense that all of our personnel, the ones that are on shift, we have 3 different shifts, and they pretty much live, sleep, eat. They're together for 24 hours at a time. So they come on, the shift 2 is working today. They came on this morning at 7:45, and they'll get off tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So it's a little bit different than like my schedule. I come in at 8 o'clock in the morning and get off at 5. I get to go home with my family, but everybody on shift, they're there for 24 hours. So they eat together, they live together, they work together. So anything you can think of at your house, there's items that we will need to purchase for the fire station as well, from anything that you utensils, washers, dryers, anything that you would need to live in a building for 24 hours. That's what we have at our different fire stations. Like I said, I'm in the logistics division, so it's my job, the captain of the logistics division, to purchase anything from toilet paper all the way up to fire trucks. Those are just from anything within that realm. Our admin division, they handle a lot of the administrative duties throughout the department. Our life safety division, Chief Bedard, he's the fire marshal. His division, they handle fire inspections, fire safety, life safety issues. And our training division, they handle all the training opportunities for all of our members. I was talking about Station 7 coming up in the fall of 2022. That project was just starting. The contact information for Station 7 is Battalion Chief Jesse Harris. He's our administrative battalion chief. Station 7, it'll be located at 4170 Bayswater Road. It's right off of Fire Tower Road, kind of near Champions Gym. There'll be a lot of information coming up. There'll be a whole lot of bid opportunities coming up for Station 7. All that's being worked through right now, but again, going back to all the items that will be needed in a fire station and the living quarters, anything from the kitchen utensils to the furniture, washers, dryers, beds, anything like that, that'll be coming up. So as far as our apparatus go, we have 9 EMS units that are in service at any given time. We have 2 squad trucks. If you see a Chevy Tahoe going around town, that's one of the squad trucks there. Going to support EMS units or any other scene that we have. We have 6 engines or aerials that are in service. Truck 1, that's our tiller truck that y'all may have seen in the news or the media or seen riding around town. We've been spending quite a bit of time training on it. Our rescue, we have several other support vehicles and spare apparatus in our fleet. We do have several boats as well. And then our USAR team that can provide support services during a disaster. As far as vehicle maintenance goes, we work together with our great partners in Public Works and the Fleet Division. We have a partnership with them They work through other vendors, local vendors as well, to get parts as needed for all of our fire apparatus, our EMS apparatus, all of our support vehicles as well. There are times when we go out to local vendors, vendors here in town or vendors outside of town, that we use to maintain, to get parts from, supplies, and equipment as needed. As far as station maintenance, again, we're very fortunate in the city of Greenville to have great partners. We all work together. We work with our Buildings and Grounds division. They maintain and service all of our stations, all of the mechanical needs, service needs, but they also use local vendors as well to service some of our stations, and they provide other project opportunities. Going back to what we need as far as station supplies, the purchase opportunities there, like I said, paper towels, toilet paper, detergent, utensils, anything that you can think of that you would need in your house, we would use it in a fire station. Office supplies as well in the office, from paper, pens, pencils, notebooks, anything like that. And again, kitchen supplies and appliances. As far as our fire and EMS equipment, purchasing opportunities there, obviously a fire truck is you need people and you need equipment on it to get the job done. We need SCBAs, fire hose, thermal imagers, hand tools, power tools, chainsaws, radio equipment. On our EMS equipment, we need blood pressure cuffs, stretchers, trauma supplies, EKG monitors, just a number of things. These are just a few things that we need to fully equip all of our trucks. As far as uniforms, well, obviously, you see me, I'm in uniform today, but we have several different uniforms that we would wear. Those are needs. We have several local vendors that we work with there as well. We need uniforms for our newer employees, obviously, to get them outfitted. We need uniforms for once they get worn. And then anytime somebody goes through a promotional opportunity, obviously, they might get a different uniform as well. Again, these are just a few of the items that we will be purchasing. Like I said, we put up bid opportunities. We also reach out to local vendors as well, give them opportunities. So here goes my contact information. There goes my office and my cell phone. Again, I pretty much have my cell phone on me for 24 hours a day as needed, so I'm always here, and anything we can do for you in the fire rescue department, just let me know. I'm going to leave some cards out here up front for anybody that would like one for myself and for Chief Harris. I appreciate the opportunity. Our next speaker will be Mr. Kevin Mulligan. He's the Director of Public Works. He'll be up here in just a minute. Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Denisha, thank you very much for putting this all together. Let's see. First order of business, let me welcome you all, and then also introduce some of Public Works staff. Kevin Heffernan, our Assistant Public Works Director, and Delbert Bryan, our Solid Waste Manager, is here. Is anybody else? Nope, we're all set. So let me jump into some of the, and again, happy to be presenting, happy to be talking about the opportunities that are available to contractors and vendors through the city and through Public Works. So jumping in here, again, solid waste, we have temporary services. During this time of year, we're getting into our leap season, and we reach out to several companies to assist with personnel as well as PPE. So, and you'll notice we tried to put an annual expenditure next to each of the line items. In transit, that is on the lower left, that is the new GK Butterfield Transportation Center. So with that transportation center, we have administration staffing as well as security. And you see about $30,000 to $50,000 annually. The security and administration staffing, they are both up right now for bid. I think the security is on our website right now. So another one that's about to be up in the next week or so is Custodial Services for that facility. Again, go to the city website, and you can find that advertisement. Public Works, the facility improvement plan. So the city has a facility improvement plan where each year we are put funds towards the maintenance of all of our existing facilities. This year coming up, fiscal year 22, we have a generator replacement. We always have HVAC replacement and repairs. Actually, this room we're in, the HVAC unit is being replaced over the next month. And you see some of the other opportunities that are always there for our facilities: painting, electrical, roofing can be a minor repair or a major replacement, plumbing, flooring. One of the big items that we do operations at a building and grounds is our mowing contracts. And you see some of these numbers, 800,000, but that's typically 5 to 7 contracts. We have 2 or 3 of those about to be re-advertised in the next year. Tree removals, we've seen an uptick in that over the last 3 to 4 years. Usually we spend about $75,000 annually on that, and that's probably at a rate of a tree removal. It could be $2,000, it could be $10,000, so that's many different contracts. All right, landscape supplies, plants, herbicides, mulch, fertilizers, some on-call architectural and engineering services as well to supplement that facility improvement program. That can be anywhere from $50,000 annually to $250,000. Some temporary services, adding to our workforce. This year we had a lot of personnel helping us with some litter patrol along the right-of-ways. Anything else there, Kevin? That was the major one. Just some pictures: generator replacement, tree removal, and that lower left one. I think that was painting. That could also be facade repair. Just some of the things that day to day what Public Works is taking care of with through the city. Some more pictures here of the top left one. A Time for Science just reopened this past Saturday, and we converted the front area there to sod. So some of the things, it used to be asphalt or concrete there. So, and then again, those bottom pictures, right-of-way mowing, a lot of things that, just a lot of effort put towards that. Fire was just talking about fleet maintenance. We do maintain the city, all of the city's vehicles, close to 700 vehicles, whether that's fire, police, transit, solid waste. So it's cleaning of the vehicles, it's bulk oil purchase. We spend about $100,000 a year on tire replacements. $1 million towards parts and fuel. Windshield repairs, towing, underground storage, just a lot of different things in our fleet maintenance department that really keeps the city running. So there's always opportunities there. Again, some of the pictures of some of the things we do. Upper right, you see all those hoses hanging from the ceiling. Hydraulic hoses in our solid waste trucks are always being replaced. Just an awful lot of parts. Again, about $1 million of parts that we are purchasing each year. Our tires, and just the various parts that go to each truck. Street maintenance, another division within Public Works that day in, day out, we're looking at materials, whether it's asphalt. We do about, 100,000, 150,000, depending on the year. Could be double that as far as stormwater repairs. That's purchase of pipe materials, some masonry products. We're always looking at large equipment rentals or purchasing. Utility cut repairs. We typically try to do that in-house, so we're trying to buy materials. We also contract that out. We spend about $150,000 a year on utility cut repairs, concrete repairs, and then you see some of the material price, the ABC stone, 57 stone, topsoil sand, so about $40,000 worth of materials to get some of those things done with the street repairs and stormwater repairs. That's your typical stuff. I will say in the last year, due to a private vendor, a fiber contractor coming, we've also had an inspection contract for $500,000 in the last 12 months, as well as a utility locate contract that we awarded for about $100,000. So those were not planned, but as that contractor came to install fiber throughout the city, we needed to protect the city infrastructure and move forward on those inspection services. Just again, some pictures of a utility cut. The upper right is the creation of a parking lot, so a lot of materials were needed for that. Stormwater repair, the lower center, lower right, stormwater pipe repair, as well as ditch maintenance, and some of the other stuff, some concrete foundations, that artwork that's on 10th Street connector that was placed on those that concrete pad there. So some work that, again, done by Public Works. So various things, many different things that Public Works touches. So always in need of products, cleaning supplies, contractors, materials. So, all right, again, I'm Kevin Mulligan, Public Works Director. I want to thank you all for coming today, and I'll turn this over to, next up is our Engineering Director, Lisa Kirby. Absolutely.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay. So my name again is Lisa Kirby. I'm the Director of Engineering for the City of Greenville. And with me today is Lynn Rayner. He's a Civil Engineer 3 with the city and also manages our capital program for us. So a little background on the engineering department. We were created approximately 2 years ago. And in a nutshell, we manage the city's public infrastructure within the right-of-way. So we focus on new construction and retrofits, different from what Public Works does. Public Works focuses more on the maintenance of additions to existing facilities and vertical construction. So there's a little distinction there between the two. And so most of our work includes roadway work, that would be new construction as well as resurfacing, greenways, multi-use paths, sidewalks, bridge repair and or replacement, new stormwater infrastructure, and traffic signal upgrades and traffic safety projects. So what we're going to highlight today for you is 8 capital projects that we foresee going to construction within the next 3 years. And some of these, 4 of these are annual contracts. The others are specific site location capital projects. Cedar drainage and stream stabilization. The components that are bulleted on the side are all the components that we foresee having to contract for these projects. Cedar drainage and stream stabilization is actually in 2 different locations, but because of their close proximity, we're contracting the work together. So in your first picture, the middle, or the picture on the left, is the drainage work. So that's traditional pipe installation. It's about 1,400 feet of pipe that'll be installed, about 20 catch basins that'll be installed, and it is directly in front of Eastern Elementary. So schedule is critical for us on this one. It is also the main access to J.C. Park. The stream restoration portion, or the stream stabilization portion, is the picture on the right. You can see how incised the stream is. That's Reedy Branch. It's directly behind J.C. Park. And so we would be restoring the banks, laying them back, giving floodplain access for this project. Next project is Greenbriar drainage and daylighting. This is also a stormwater project within a neighborhood. Again, it involves all the components that are bulleted on the slide. The first picture that you see on the left is the upstream portion, so this involves culvert replacement. The bottom right picture is a picture of the ditch or stream that is directly adjacent to the roadway, so we'll be stabilizing that ditch, as well as We have purchased a single-family home, so there'll be demolition of the single-family home and daylighting of the pipe system that is around that home. The next one is our stormwater on-call improvements contract. So we push this out annually in advance of our resurfacing contract. We try and focus on stormwater work that exceeds the expertise that we might have in-house or that has critical timing based on a resurfacing contract. So again, the items bulleted here are typically what are involved in these contracts. These are smaller stormwater projects that typically have minimal utility relocations associated with them, can be handled with your standard trench box, and that kind of work. Bank stabilization, this is also an annual contract. Again, the items here are what we envision contracting. This is a program that is available to our citizens to apply for, and if they qualify for the program and if there's funding for the program, we contract different locations out throughout the year. We don't always use this money if there are no eligible projects, so sometimes we incorporate this into some of our capital projects. And our traffic safety improvements, this is also an annual contract. This involves mostly equipment installation, safety devices that we use in the right-of-way, as well as pavement markings. There could be concrete flat work associated with this project. Some of the devices we install or contract to be installed are modular medians, which is the bottom left picture. Top picture is delineator installation, which I'm sure you're familiar with or you've seen around town. And lastly, the bottom right picture is a crosswalk that we're doing. So it might include long line striping, it might include traditional pavement markings, thermo. This is a crosswalk again that he's striping in this photo. So street improvement contracts, I'm going to turn it over to Lynn at this point and let him talk about a few of the other projects.
Thank you, Lisa. So again, as Lisa has mentioned, we have several annual contracts that we put out for bids each year. This is another one. Historically, this has been known as our annual street resurfacing contract. However, due to some recent pavement condition data that we have received, the city is looking at expanding the types of maintenance activities that we do with our streets. You heard Kevin Mulligan earlier talking about crack sealing, as well as doing some seal coating. That's some work that they're doing in-house with Public Works, but these are contracts that will be contracted out for bid. So it does include what would typically be called your milling and resurfacing contract, but there's also a different contract that we're adding now from what we call preservation, and that's slurry seal applications, seal coating applications, microsurfacing applications. So again, that's where we're looking to expand the types of maintenance activities that we're doing on our streets. So these right now, this is the first year that we will have those two contracts. We'll have the resurfacing contract as well as the slurry seal contract. And again, it includes the types of works that are bulleted here. It does include work on various city streets across the entire city. The next project I'd like to talk about is called the Atlantic Avenue Parking Lot B. Parking Lot A was constructed about 3 years ago off to the east of Atlantic Avenue, north of Dickinson. This is obviously Lot B, which is to the west between Atlantic Avenue and the CSX Railroad track, just to the north of South Alley Street. It's going to be about a 90 to 95 space parking lot. It's just going to be a standard parking lot with asphalt pavement on compacted ABC. There'll be some clearing, some grading. We'll also be actually adding some stormwater pipe improvements along the south side of 8th Street, just to the east of Atlantic Avenue. And again, the bulleted items that you see here are the types of work involved in that. One other thing I did fail to mention, there is a fairly significant underground stormwater detention facility that is being constructed as part of this project as well. Then the 8th project, as Lisa mentioned earlier, is our build project. This is it's identified as one project, but it's really 7 projects in one. There are, as you see here, 3 streetscape projects along 5th Street. That's what you see in orange. And then kind of around the periphery of the map, hopefully those that are streaming online are able to see the map a little bit better than those that are here in person. But around the periphery of the map are the green locations, which are greenways and multi-use paths. Those for the greenways are located along the Tar River, just to the, on the south side of the Tar River, along Mwbe Boulevard, along the railroad corridor between Dickinson Avenue and 10th Street, and along the Town Creek Culvert between 1st and 5th Streets. Now, the idea is that even though these are 7 different projects, the streetscape projects will be advertised as one contract, and the greenway projects will be advertised as one contract. So there will be 2 contracts that come out of all of this work. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this is, as you heard Denisha mention earlier, the city did receive a $15 million federal build grant. This is why this is called the Build Project. That is providing a portion of the funds for this project. The rest of the funds are being made up from city funds, as well as some partner funds from ECU and some private investment as well. But I say that to say that with the federal funding involved in this, federal DBE and Davis-Bacon wage requirements will be parts of those contracts, just so you're aware of that. So what you see here is our anticipated schedule for the projects that we just reviewed. I won't go through every one. You can see each project and our anticipated advertising time frame. Spring of 22, summer of 22. Our annual projects, we have a couple of contracts for street resurfacing and the preservation contract that will be going out in the next month or so. So that will be this year's contract, and we typically do advertise those contracts in the fall of the year, so October, November time frame. But as you see here, those are our anticipated schedules. We do have a few other projects that are dependent upon receiving federal grant funding that we're waiting to hear from those grant applications. Some of them we will not hear about until next summer. So it's kind of a lengthy process, but just to make you aware of those, we have a couple of bridge replacement projects, a street reconstruction, and then a stream restoration. So if we receive the grant funding for those, then there will be an RFQ for design services that will be issued for those as well. And with that, that wraps up our part of the presentation. Here is our contact information. Ms. Kirby, Director of Engineering, and myself, Lynn Rayner, with Capital Projects. So we'll be available for any questions for those that are here. And with that, I will turn it over to Mike Watson, our Parks Coordinator with Recreation and Parks.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to go ahead and apologize up front. I do not have a presentation to present this morning. I don't know if it's because I was added to the last moment or it's because I was off the last couple of days. So I apologize for that. So I'll try to hold your attention. My name is Mike Watson. I am the Parks Coordinator of Recreation and Parks. Have been in that position now for a little over 5 years. My main job is to oversee and manage construction projects, dealing mostly with our existing facilities. Have been with the city for over 18 years, and all those 18 years have been some sort of construction management. Give you a little bit of background about FIP. Kevin Mulligan mentioned earlier something about a facility improvement program. A few years ago, the idea was presented to City Council for us to be more proactive instead of reactive when we had issues when it comes to some of our existing facilities. In the past, if we had issues with HVAC or a leaking roof had to be replaced, it had to come out of our existing operating budget, which was a hit to the department. Thankfully, someone came up with the idea, and so now we look at things with lifespan as far as roofs, HVAC again. We turn around and replace those items before they actually give us issues. And so it was agreed upon that we got about $1.5 million to $1.5 million that was shared between Public Works and Recreation and Parks Department. That was in the beginning. COVID has hit us kind of hard the last couple of years. I was doing 20 or 25 projects averaging, but now the last year or two is only about 6 to 10 projects. Give you a little bit of all our bid packages that we do as far as FIP that we do at Recreation Parks, and I'm sure other departments with the facility do also. I send them to Denisha for review. She reviews them, advertises them on the website. Depending on the size of the project, it could be advertised a week to 2 weeks, even up to a month. We usually do hold a mandatory pre-bid meeting at all our projects. This gives me opportunity to go over the bid package, the scope of work, and for contractors to put eyes on the site and also to do any measurements or ask any questions while they're there. Our bids are usually now received, again, because of COVID, mostly through emails, which is fine with me. I like it that way. And then our projects range from anywhere from $10,000 on up to $250,000. I will go over some past projects that we've done in the last 5 years since I've been with Recreation and Parks. We've replaced several roofs, some commercial elastomeric roofs on some of our buildings, which is EPDM type roofs, standard seam metal roofs, even shingle roofs on some of our buildings. We've done a lot of concrete work, done a lot of ADA compliant sidewalks, ADA compliant parking areas. We put in pads for shelters. We put in pads for artwork that goes into our greenways. And so we're doing several projects like that. A lot of painting interior and exterior buildings. Of course, with that becomes the prep work, everything that comes along with that. Parking lot resurfacing, recoding, electrical and plumbing upgrades, which could be anywhere from putting in new service to new supply lines and new fixtures. A lot of carpet and tile replacement. VCT, which is a vinyl composite tile. We replace some floors with that. Some specialty items that we've done with, as far as recreation side of it goes, with ball field lighting with controls that we control from our phones or from our laptops. Playground replacement, gym floor replacements. A lot of sporting goods replacement, basketball goals, soccer goals, that sort of thing. Resurfacing tennis courts. We are now revising our skate park there at JC Park and the bridge at Town Common. I don't know if everybody's seen that or not. It was in a major need of a facelift, so we went in the last couple of years, painted that bridge, took out the old wood decking, put in a concrete decking, and put in accent lighting so we can light that up at night. And if you hadn't seen that, it actually looks pretty good. Sorry, turn over my notes here. Some current projects that I'm currently working on that I've already received bids on this year, but I'll run through them. Sports Connection is in major need of a lot of upgrades. We're actually putting new HVAC in the gymnasium, which is 2 10-ton units going in with all new ductwork. We're going to replace the gym floor after that, put in 2 new basketball goals. And right now, hopefully they started this morning, they have a chance to check, but they are replacing the parking lot, resurfacing the parking lot there. River Birch Center, which is Evans Park, we're doing some interior paint and carpet replacement. We'll follow that. Drew Steel Center, we just did some flooring replacement out there. So that's projects that we've already started and some we've completed in this fiscal year since July 1st. Upcoming projects that people may be interested in that will be bid out maybe in late fall, early spring. Some more parking lot work like reseal and striping at a couple of our facilities, Wildwood Park and Epps Recreation. Greenway Bridge repair. We have a wood bridge that's off our Greenway down right off of 5th Street by Green Springs Park that is needed to repair. We have some wood that needs to be replaced on that, wood handrails, wood decking. Probably even we'll end up pressure washing that. So Evans Park, off Arlington, we're going to put in a total irrigation system at both fields, which includes electrical hookup, remote control type you can use from an app to control the water that's being used for the irrigation system, all the piping that's needed. JC Park, we're actually going to update the auditorium. It's very dated as it is now, but if you go in, we're going to do some painting on some walls. We're going to refinish some stage floors, some wood floors, possible new lights, ceiling fans, that sort of thing. Just give it a facelift update. Our new fiscal year FIP starts July 1st. Some possible projects that is yet to be, we got to approve and finalize in the next fiscal year. Is commercial roof replacement on a couple buildings, HVA replacement in a few buildings, carpet replacement, painting, fence replacement in a couple ball fields. So, I mean, it goes from exterior work, interior work, roof, HVAC. So we also have a 10-year improvement plan that changes. That's a 12 or 13-page document. It covers all our facilities and parts. And like I mentioned earlier, we work on a life cycle of a product, and it's constantly changing. If we have an HVAC system that life expectancy 20 years, and we do an evaluation on it every 17 to 18 years. If it's running fine, we usually kick that out 2 more years and do something that's actually needed. We put it in its place. But however, it is a fluid document. It changes constantly. And again, everything I've mentioned so far, HVAC, some landscaping, roofing, lighting, painting, all that is in the next 10 years. So we'll have plenty to do with all our facilities. In addition to our FIP, we have a capital improvement program, which is CIP. Mark Nottingham is our parks planner who couldn't be here today. He oversees that portion of our department. Some projects that's been completed in the past, and this is a new construction basically. Replace some facilities at South Greenville, and also the M Street Center we replaced with the Drew Steel Center. Added new playgrounds at West Point Park, which is off of Stantonsburg Road, and at Town Common Park, we've added those. Built a new sand volleyball complex at at Wildwood Park, which gets used very frequently. We like to see that. We have a new restroom facility at Town Common. When I say new, it's probably been in the last three years or so. The Sycamore Hill Gateway Plaza that was put in at Town Common, that's part of our CIP program. A couple ongoing projects we have now is the Epps addition and renovation, the Epps Center off of Nash Street. We're adding a 1,700 square foot addition, entryway to control access into the building. Has a lobby that will actually incorporate some of the Epps alumni information in the lobby that will be displayed on the walls. It'll have information about the past principals there. So have a little bit of history built into the building. There's also a new pool being built at Thomas Foreman Park that has a six-lane competition pool. It has a zero entry pool that goes to 3 feet to have a play feature in it, and it has a water slide for the younger kids. Hopefully that's scheduled to be completed by the first of the summer of next year. And our newest park is Wildwood Park, which is across the river, which is off of old Pactolus Highway. When we purchased the property, it had 3 huge shelters on it. We've already done some upgrades to the shelters. put concrete underneath of them, put electrical sound system inside of it. There's going to be parking available, kayak launch, a sand beach for swimming and fishing. There's going to be trails, primitive trails throughout the property that you can walk on. It'll actually work its way and tie into River Park North in the future, and has camping platforms. And there's more ideas being kicked around out there, so hopefully you'll see more about that in the future. And something that's been mentioned in the last couple of weeks, we're going to be seeking some public input on, and for approval is some additional work at Town Common Park and Guy Smith Stadium. So be on the lookout for that. And mentioned about Wildwood, we're actually having a kickoff for the opening of that park October 16th. So check out the website and the Recreation and Parks media pages. They give you more information on what we're doing there. But I thank you. I have some cards available if anybody would like them. And again, sorry, I did not have a presentation, but I'll now turn it back over to Mr. Nisha.
Thank you so much, Mike. It has been great to hear all of the great things that the city of Greenville is doing, what it has done and will continue to do in the future. So our audience and those live streaming can definitely understand and know that Greenville absolutely does mean business. Thank you to all the presenters. You all are wonderful. I'm so blessed to work with a great group of people. I would like to say thank you to my director, Mr. Byron Hayes, who's here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce any of the business owners that we have here today. If you're a business owner here today, would you raise your hand? Absolutely. I'm just going to take the microphone around and have all of the business owners introduce themselves. Can you give us your name and the business you represent and maybe why you decided to come today?
Hello all. I am Dr. Lonnie Crum, and I am co-owner with my husband of Crum Construction. We are heavy highway contractors in Greenville, North Carolina, located right off of Arlington Boulevard. And I'm very impressed by what I've heard today, and thank you for providing this opportunity for us to connect. We are believe in rural business and growing our footprint here, and I would love to meet with you all and connect about clearing jobs, hauling jobs, and any of the entities and how we can be of service in Greenville and the surrounding communities. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Crum. We really appreciate you being here today. Absolutely. We have a gentleman here.
My name is Carlos Romero. I'm the owner of a small arts and technological company called Eco House, and also am the artist that created that sculpture that's on 5th Street in Cotanche. Also, one of the proponents of the 10th Street Bridge, when that was talked about so many years ago, I really fought to have that put in. But as many of the people here were talking about, what I'm looking to propose and put towards many of the people in the city, the fire department lives basically in the firehouse. Greenville Utilities has a lot of customers. So what I'm currently working on is something that is called Museum in a Box, and is basically like the screen that you have up there, which is putting artwork accessible for the people into these public places, for people that visit Greenville Utilities, for firemen, instead of just stationary pictures that stay on the wall. So that's something that I'm looking to bring out here in Greenville. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carlos. And Carlos's technology was actually displayed in 415 Evans, which is our small business co-op space. So thank you so much for being with us here today. Another business owner.
Hello, my name is Jason Robertson. I'm with Street Free Cleaning Solutions. We provide window cleaning, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and we also do mobile detailing. Just blessed to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here today. Another business owner.
Good Good morning. My name is Brian Fernandez, owner of Pirates Convenience Store that was on Memorial Drive that has been flipped. But we are looking into opening an event center, and so I was interested in coming here today to hear about the improvements around the community so we know where exactly and how to better market our event center once it is established. Glad to be here with you all.
Thanks for being here, Brian. Great asset to the community, also in the financial services industry as well.
Yes.
If you'd like to speak on that? No, we're good. Very good. Thank you so much. Another business owner.
Hey, my name is Andre Weston, and I have my partner here, Eric Hazelton. Together, we actually own Germinator, which is a mobile sanitizing and disinfecting company. We service areas from Rocky Mount to the coast of North Carolina. That's it. Okay. I know Brian, by the way. I've seen him. I know you were looking at me like you knew me, yes. Been a long time.
That's right. That's right. A big community here. I'm so thankful for all the business owners that decided to come today and hear about all the great opportunities at the city and at GUC. Thank you so much, GUC, for joining us. And for all of those who are live streaming, I hope that you found the information very informative, helpful, and please, please, please take advantage of the contacts that you've made in terms of their emails and phone numbers and get to know these individuals and these folks. For those who are in the room, any questions that you did not have an opportunity to ask during the presentation, I know it was kind of like drinking from a water hose, quite a bit of information, but it will be cataloged on our YouTube channel with the City of Greenville, so in case you missed something, you can go back and watch it again. And we will also post it on the MWBE webpage, so mwbe.greenvillenc.gov. We will have this recording on our website as well. Any questions from the audience? Okay.
I have one for basically all of the people that were here. You want to wait on the mic? Okay. One question for all of the city people that were here. In looking at the budgets, I saw a lot of things about the capital improvements, what we're doing with facilities and road paintings. As a lot of the people were talking about what I described, has a lot of the public in these places, is there any room in any of the budgets for what would be like culture and the arts? Like I was saying, you have firemen living in the firehouse, so they just look at the walls and they eat the food, and that's it. You have people coming into Greenville Utilities. I really think that's a lot of these places can be used dual purpose and something to enrich people while they're there also. So that's what my question is what place is there in the budget for anything like that?
Anyone from our audience would like to answer that question?
Yes, hi, Kevin Mulligan with Public Works, and regularly with some of our capital projects like the Butterfield facility, you'll see some sculptures out there. We regularly work with some of the parking lot we did on Dickinson. There's some artwork in front of that. So as you know, engineering can speak to that as well. There's regularly some artwork that's incorporated into the project. Didn't know you were going to be here, but we're just talking about more the basic stuff of what the city does. But that's always part, and we're always working with our arts committee, our arts commission within the city with our projects. So. All right.
Absolutely. Did Lisa? I would just. I think Kevin covered it pretty well, but I would just add. So we try and plan for in public spaces and right-of-way. Build is a very good example where as we design, we like to look forward and see what the community wants. We certainly have public input meetings to ask our community what they would like to see in those environments. But we do typically work through the Pitt County Arts Council on that. So we don't specifically, we might identify the area, and then we would build the infrastructure needed in order to display or host whatever artwork is being exhibited. For example, we have sculpture pads that are part of some of our greenways that we're doing with Build. We'll have some work around the roundabouts where there's an opportunity to highlight some art on the retaining walls that we're building and everything. But again, we do work through Pitts County Arts Council for those. So.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kevin. Any other questions from our audience that you would like to ask at this time? If not, again, thank you so much. Did want to mention another department that's not represented here today, but is still a very important partner for all of our business community, and that's our Planning and Development Services Department when it comes to permitting, inspections, code enforcement, all of those rules and regulations that impact our business community, even if you're not contracting with the city of Greenville directly. If you're a business owner within the city of Greenville, specifically having a physical location, that is a department that you need to get to know. There is a development liaison within that department that you should also get to know, just to make sure that you're networking and taking advantage of all the resources that the city of Greenville has to offer. As I mentioned before, this presentation will be archived on our YouTube, so please take advantage of that and go back and watch and try to get a little bit more information. Also, I would love to give a rundown for the rest of the week. This is a celebration. We're very excited to be celebrating our minority and women-owned business community. We've had a great celebration thus far. On Monday, if you follow our social media and our YouTube, you saw that we were posting and tweeting all of the great things about the economic impact of our minority business community. So you were understanding about the impact of women-owned firms, minority-owned firms, that this is National Minority Enterprise Development Week. In Washington, D.C., they're celebrating Med Week right now. So Greenville is on the pulse of that. So we're extremely excited to be celebrating this week. And then last evening, we had a discussion, a roundtable discussion some of you were a part of, about how do you discover the good in a quote-unquote bad situation, talking about the pandemic, talking about COVID and how businesses were having to pivot. And so how are we now taking that pivot and capitalizing on it to be better in business? So that is also archived, and we'll post it on our website. Of course, we have our mix and meet today. Thank you so much to those who were able to participate. Tomorrow, we're going to have some more great fun with our restaurant crawl. Some of you may or may not know that the city of Greenville has a Jolly Trolley. So we're taking the Jolly Trolley around town and going to local MWB eateries where we're going to get a taste of the city and see what all of these eateries have to offer. So for those of you who have registered, we'll meet at City Hall, take our Jolly Trolley around the city, and get a taste of the city. Unfortunately, it is sold out for those of you who did not secure your seat, but I know it's going to be a great time. Then on Thursday, we are having the grand opening of a new business in Uptown Greenville. That business is going to be located at 415 Evans, which is our small business co-op space. So they are the first tenant, and we have another tenant coming soon. So 6 p.m., 415 Evans. Let us welcome our new business into the Uptown District. And then all this week, I hope everyone has seen the video, has seen the marketing materials for the In the Black Challenge. I won't ask how many of you have heard of it because I'm going to assume all of you have heard about it. But what is our In the Black Challenge? That is where I am challenging the city of Greenville to spend $11,000 with our MWBE firms in celebration of 11 years of MWBE Med Week. Okay? So be intentional about spending your dollars, putting your dollars to work with our MWBE firms and investing in this community. Now, every time you spend, upload your receipts to the City of Greenville's website. The web address is intheblack.greenvillenc.gov. Okay? That's intheblack.greenvillenc.gov. Upload your receipts. The contest started yesterday. It will close on Sunday, September 26th at midnight. The top 3 spenders will receive a prize from the city. Okay, sounds good? All right. We've got several events going on for this week. Check out more on our websites and on our social media. Looking forward to a great week of celebrating. Thank you so much for coming, and have a great rest of your day.